Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I am Snappy, and thank you for joining me for our live tarot session today, August 2nd, 2024. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. So let's start out by giving a shout out to those of you in the chat. So good to see you, Nikos Mas. Good to see you, Kari, and everyone else who is watching. It's a beautiful evening. And good to see you, Mother Rhea. Much love, much love. So today, let's start by talking about the astrology. Today's astrology is kind of interesting. We have that moon in Cancer energy, and we have that sun in Leo. The moon in Cancer, right? This is all about being grounded in that emotional, loving, familial connection, about really embracing those loving relationships around us, being in flow, seeking out those connections, and just pursuing love with all of our heart, and really being in that divine flow, right? That is the energy there. And then with the sun in Leo, this is about being our confident, bright, shining selves. We want to pursue what inspires us. We want to be in our best sense of self. And we really want to really embrace this confident energy that we have. You know, it's an incredible moment. So when I was meditating this morning and I was thinking upon what I wanted to title today's episode, and I was playing with my tarot, I drew the universe card. And the universe is a really beautiful card. It's the world in the Rider-Waite, or the Smith-Waite. And the thing with the universe card is it's that completion. It's that totality. It's the ending of a cycle and the beginning of something new. It's that goddess Persephone energy, right? In the artwork from Lady Frida Harris, we see the goddess inside the egg of the universe, giving birth to herself, you know, completing that cycle. And when I was thinking upon this energy, I was thinking immediately of that as above, so below energy, right? And recognizing that that great goddess is both the star and the snake, the totality of being, right? And we want to recognize this connection between all of this, the sense of recognition that that which is above is the same as that which is below, and to recognize that we're moving in flow and completing cycles, and we're evolving and going through what needs to happen. The universe is unfolding, and we are along for the ride, and we need to embrace it and be transformed by it, you know. And when I was thinking upon this, the muses sent me this incredible poem by Walt Whitman. And I want to read it for you guys now. It's called Song of Myself 31. I believe a leaf of grass is no less than the journey work of the stars, and the pismire is equally perfect, and a grain of sand in the egg of the wren, and the tree toad is a chef d'oeuvre for the highest, and the running blackberry would adorn the parlors of heaven, and the narrowest hinge in my hand puts to scorn all machinery, and the cow crunching with depressed head surpasses any statue, and a mouse is a miracle enough to stagger sextillions of infidels. I find I incorporate gneiss, coal, long threaded moss, fruits, grains, esculent roots, and am stuccoed with quadrupeds and birds all over, and have distanced what is behind me for good reasons, but call anything back again when I desire it. In vain the speeding or shyness, in vain the plutonic rocks send their old heat against my approach. In vain the mastodon retreats beneath its own powdered bones. In vain objects stand leagues off and assume manifold shapes. In vain the ocean settling in hollows, and the great monsters lying low. In vain the buzzard houses herself with the sky. In vain the snake slides through the creepers and logs. In vain the elk takes the inner passes of the woods. In vain the razor-billed auk sails forth to north to Labrador. I follow quickly. I ascend to the nest in the fissure of the cliff. Just beautiful. Recognizing the universe as an expression of the self and the self as that expression of the universe. Beautiful. Love it. All right. Let's start today by going to our Ganapati oracle and asking Ganesha Ganapati, that Lord of beginnings, guardian of the thresholds, the divine child, to inspire us and to send us our first message. What is the message, Ganapati? Positive outlook. Beautiful. Beautiful. You know, now's that moment, right? The universe card embodies that moment of completion when you can look back on where you've come and you can imagine where you're going. And now is the time to embrace that positive feeling of belief in transformation, to be in flow and to be happy and to pursue this new cycle with love and enjoyment and positivity. That's the message from Ganesha, Ganapati, Lord of the Ganas. Take a positive outlook and remember the power of belief and the power of your thoughts and your perception. You help create reality. All right. For our first sorties this evening, we are going to go to Lord Byron, Selected Poetry and Letters. And for those of you who are unaware, the sorties is a form of bibliomancy, that is divination through literature. And it comes to us from the Greco-Roman tradition. We ask those spirits of inspiration, the goddesses, the muses, to come and inspire us and to send us a message through the text. So, muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Lord Byron this evening? His eyes opened, shut again, unclosed. For all was doubt and dizziness, he thought. He still was in the boat, and had but dozed, and felt again with his despair overwrought, and wished it death in which he had reposed. And then once more his feelings were brought, and slowly by his swimming eyes seen a lovely female face of 17. Wow. Wow. The message from the muses that I'm getting is just incredible here. We're talking about that energy of the universe, ending of cycles in that moment of beginning something anew. And now we're giving this profound image of a person sitting upon the boat on the waters, resting and reflecting. And what do they perceive in that reflection? When they are thinking about their feelings and they're reflecting upon the pain and the suffering of where they've come and where they are going, they see the lovely face of a woman, a young woman, right, of 17. Think of the goddess Artemis, right? Perpetually youthful and brilliant. Magic, you know, and it's that image that we're striving for, that connection to that profound Artemis, you know, that Diana. And that's what's going to carry us through these cycles, you know. Imagine her and seek after her. Wow, beautiful. Let us continue. We are going to go to Euripides, 10 plays, one of the great playwrights of Greece. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Euripides? Inspire us. O glorious Athens, realm of Pallas, what a man you are losing, my grief. Long will I remember the evil you done, O Cyprus. going to read the next line. Upon all the citizens has the common grief come unexpected. There shall be a downpouring of many a tear. The fame of the great endures, commanding sorrow. Wow. O glorious Athens, realm of Pallas, what a man you are losing, my grief. Long will I remember the evil you have done, O Cyprus. The evil you have done, O Cyprus. This is often an epithet of the goddess Aphrodite. Realm of Pallas, that is, of course, Pallas Athena. And then the common grief for the downpouring and the loss of a hero, commanding great sorrow. The fame endures in spite of the death, right? There's magic and power in the grief. In all of these stories, you will always see that. The grief and the downpouring and the shedding of tears is part of that magic of transformation and of connecting to the ancestor. It's just such a vitally important part in many, many of the stories. Especially, I think of the story of Persephone, the Kori, right? Demeter, her cries are so loud that it moves the universe, and Hecate comes and agrees to help shine a light to find Persephone. And she searches all the realms, but she only searches because of that grief, because of that wailing, because of that love, right? Interesting. The common grief has come unexpected. There shall be a downpouring of many a tear. It's an ominous message, something to think on. Excuse me. All right, we're going to go to The Jaguar and the Priest, an ethnography of Zetzel's souls by Pedro Pitarch. This is a great book. Pedro Pitarch is an anthropologist who goes to Chiapas, Mexico, and spends time with the Tetzel-speaking peoples there and explores this idea of the spirit of the soul within their cultural, spiritual context. It's beautiful. Highly recommend it. All right, Muses, guide my hand. What's the message from Pedro Pitarch? There are some people who manage to identify not only the species of their love animal, but even the specific animal that is their love, going so far as to build up a friendship with it. Exactly how this occurs is not entirely clear. In fact, cases of it happening are extremely few and far between, both because they are extraordinary events and by virtue of the fact that they are hardly spoken of. The person and his or her animal are then found at night in desolate spots, at crosses that mark a spring, a cave entrance, or at simple crossroads. Wow. Familiar spirits, right? In our Western terminology. What the people who speak this Tetzel language call the Lab. Interesting. Some people can identify, they can know it by name, know the animal specifically, and develop a relation with them. But it is something that is kept secret because it's so extraordinary. That person, though, is often found at night in strange places, at springs, at cave entrances, or at crossroads. Interesting. Beautiful. Okay. We're now going to go to Edgar Allan Poe. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Poe? Inspire us this evening. Okay. And you had no punishments of any kind? None. And you had no punishments of any kind? None. I think this is a really important message, right? The universe does not punish us. There are no sins. That's not how nature works. There are none. There is no punishments. The reality is tit for tat. It's far more base. It's far more primitive. And the message from the universe is simply adapt. Adapt and transform, or be forced to adapt and transform. Right? Nothing else. All right, let us continue. We are now going to go to Underworld by the Sepulture Society. This is a fun book. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Underworld? Inspire us. The appearance of the Morrigan is difficult to articulate for the main reason that she is known to be a shapeshifter. The Morrigan, Medea, the Medwa, right? That Hecate energy again, Circe energy, these witch priestesses, you know, are shapeshifters. Interesting. In most cases, when she is human, she appears to be very attractive, but she can also appear as an ugly hag. She's also capable of becoming an animal. Wow, interesting. Yeah, lots of animal references today. It's quite interesting to think about. All right, we're now going to go to Parvati Darpana, an exposition of Kashmir Shaivism through the images and mythology of Shiva and Parvati by Dr. Harshavita. Right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Parvati Darpana? Shiva is Brahman, unchanging and without aberration. He assumes shapes and forms for the welfare of his devotees. He does not make a show of worldly lordship and disavows all greed. Interests in embellishments and ornaments shall be found in those who are deluded by illusion and who are not in unison with Brahman. The Lord is devoid of attributes, unborn, free from illusion, of invisible movement, and a cosmic being. Even if the sun were to rise in the west, even if the Mount Meru were to move, even if fire were to be cool, and even if the lotus were to bloom on a rock at the top of the mountain, Shiva's resolve cannot change. This is the truth. Oh, wow. We have another transformation in shape-shifting. Interesting. I'm going to read this passage again. This is beautiful. Shiva is Brahman, unchanging and without aberration. He assumes shapes and forms for the welfare of his devotees. He does not make a show of worldly lordship, and he disavows all greed. Interest in embellishments and ornaments shall be found in those who are deluded by illusion and who are not in unison with Brahman. The Lord is devoid of attributes, unborn, free from illusion, of invisible movement, and a cosmic being. Even if the sun were to rise in the west, even if the Mount Meru were to move, even if fire were to be cool, and even if the lotus were to bloom on a rock at the top of a mountain, Shiva's resolve cannot change. This is the truth. Wow. Very interesting. As above, so below. Recognizing this divine unison and seeing the presence of the divine in everything, right? And disavowing greed and want. The Lord is without attributes. He disavows all greed. Interest in embellishments, right? Titles, songs, personal reward, and ornaments, jewelry, clothes, finery, shall be found in those who are deluded by illusion and who are not in unison with Brahman. And this resolve, this hatred against greed can never be changed. Right? He is so certain about this disavowal of greed that he compares it to trying to transform the nature of reality itself. Wow. Beautiful. All right, let's continue. We're going to go to Book 4, Aleister Crowley. This is quite the tome. All right, Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Crowley? Inspire us. The opposite formula is that of secrecy. An idea is perpetuated because it must never be mentioned. A Freemason never forgets the secret words entrusted to him, though these words mean absolutely nothing to him in the vast majority of cases. The only reason for this is that he has been forbidden to mention them. Although they have been published again and again and are accessible to the profane as to the initiate, it matters not. The power is in the obfuscation and the willingness to do so. The power is in the obfuscation and the willingness to do so. The opposite formula is that of secrecy. An idea is perpetuated because it must never be mentioned. A Freemason never forgets the secret words entrusted to him, though these words mean absolutely nothing to him in the vast majority of cases. The only reason for this is that he has forbidden to mention them, although they have been published again and again and are as accessible to the profane as to the initiate. Interesting. Wow. There's power in the secrecy, right? A lot is said about in magic and in all of this about giving voice to reason and speaking. But there's equally as much magic in what you don't say and in the mystery, right? What you choose to convey and what you don't. You know, the magician is a trickster at heart, right? And you have to be careful with your words and what you choose to reveal. Okay. Stories of the Vikramaditya. This is a fun one. Vikramaditya was a famous king from the province of Ujjain in India. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Stories of Vikramaditya? Okay. I pardon you all, said Vikrama. Matharenda again fell at his feet and prayed. In your large heart there is no room at all for any ill feeling. please cure me of my paralysis too. King Vikramaditya called Anatta and ordered him to take the poison away from Matharenda's knees, and he did it immediately. Matharenda threw his crutches away and again fell at the feet of Vikrama and Lord Saniswara, who blessed him. Wow. Again, we're getting this message of forgiveness, right? Of the curing of diseases, of that love and transformation, right? This is a theme tonight. I pardon you all, said Vikrama. Matharenda again fell at his feet and prayed. In your large heart, there is no room at all for any ill feeling. Please cure me of my paralysis too. King Vikramaditya called Anatta and ordered him to take the poison away from Matharenda's knees, which he did immediately. Matharenda threw his crutches away and again fell at the feet of King Vikrama and Lord Shani Swara. Oh my, I didn't notice this. Lord Shani Swara. Lord Shani, that is Saturn in the Indian tradition. Wow. Interesting. All right. Let's continue. We're going to go to Q by Lucer Lisette. Really fun novel. If any of you are interested in a deep rabbit hole, Google the Luther Lisette Project. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Q? Inspire us. A black shadow outlined in the doorway. A black shadow outlined in the doorway. You know, oftentimes that crossing of the abyss is a crossing through a gate. It's an opening of a doorway, right? The abyss, that womb, is also an entry point and a gateway to another realm. To gaze into the abyss is to see through the other side, to be transformed by it. The message here I'm getting is that we have to move through that black shadow, pass through the darkness into light, right? That's how you go through the doorway. A black shadow is outlined, but you have to pass through the shadow to get through the door. That's the message. Interesting. All right. Lots of fun. Okay, we're now going to go over to our tarot proper. But before I begin, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference, and it boosts everything in the algorithm. And if you're at all interested in a private reading, please send me a message. You can reach me, Snappy, ddts@gmail.com, or you can find me on the Myth and Lore Discord. I'm Snappy or Lady Snappy. All of the info is in the description below. All right, and we are going to use our Thoth Tarot of Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. And we are going to evoke that energy of Saturn, Kronos. We're going to ask them to dissect our life, to cut it up, and to put it on the plate, to examine our conflicts, our present, to figure out how we best move forward, how do we evolve, how do we move and flow, how do we manifest our true will. And as always, the center card is the most important card. And today, the Hierophant. Beautiful energy, the Hierophant. The Hierophant, we've seen this one come up several times in that center. But I feel this is appropriate too for this energy that we've been receiving today. The Hierophant is that energy of Hera, of Hathor, right? That queen mother on the throne, the one who manipulates the weave and is that opposite power to that king, to the, these are twin energies. And that Hierophant represents that ancient tradition, right? that unfolding ancient power. And it's wild to have this in our center. We've had this in our center just a couple days ago. Wow. All right. Let's see where this is going. Embodying this energy of the Hierophant, taking on this role of that teacher, seeking out the teacher, learning in reason, right? The Hierophant is that divine energy of the teacher, is that authority, the one who knows the rites and the rituals, who can teach us how to go through, right? And seeing this card of science, of reason, connected to this energy of the Hierophant, this is about learning, right? And it's about teaching and about actualizing this faculty of reason. You know? Wow, that's deep, that's powerful. Let's see where this is going on the other side. Now, this I love. This is that energy of showing up as that young student. Wow, this is taking that leap. Okay, this is the princess. The princess is that energy of that child who can grow up to become that powerful queen or that outgoing magical knight. But this is energy that must be nurtured, that must persist, that must learn and transform and grow. For she is showing up youthful, virginal, right? We had that energy earlier in the sortes of that Artemis, of that young, youthful energy. And now we're seeing her showing up here, right? And it's showing up in that air energy, that sword energy, that huntress energy. This is beautiful to see. And to see this connected to this energy of the Hierophant, right? Perfect energy to learn from. We are seeking out that teacher, and we are pursuing that teacher to learn, reason, and develop skill. Wow. Wow. Beautiful. Let's see where that's going. This is partially also about pursuing new opportunities, new business movements, new ways of pursuing and building the tower, new perspective on how you manifest reality, right? Connecting to this energy of the Hierophant, embodying this energy of the Hierophant is providing new skills that will transform your reality, that'll give you the ability to build and to create within the physical world, right? The skills that this person is offering, this energy is giving, right, are truly profound. The ability to build and to manifest in reality. Wow, let's see where this is going. Where's this Ace of Discs taking us? More loving child energy. Now we're seeing it in that passionate fire of the wands, right? This is that Medea energy, that divine child energy, in that fiery pursuit of love and passion, in that youthful vigorance, right? And just like the energy of the Princess of Swords, this energy must be nurtured. It must be cared for. It must transform so that it can reach its full potential and grow to become either that queen or that knight, right? Wow. And this is connected to this new pursuit, this new building, this new perspective within the ace. Yeah. In order to connect to that new passionate fiery child, that princess, in order to draw that energy in order to bring about this new foundation of that Ace of Discs, this profound growth, new beginnings, transformation, we have to take that time to recognize where we're at, right? The Hangman is that energy of recognizing that we are stuck and that we need to transform in order to move. So this is that energy again of taking responsibility, active change, right? Pursuing new pursuits and doing the necessary work, right? Nurturing this new passionate love, right? This divine child that can transform and grow into something profound. If only you can do the action necessary, right? Take the steps toward manifesting and building this. Okay, let's see where this energy is going. Wow. And at the bottom, connected to our Hierophant, we have the two of discs, change, right? The change, this is that energy again of learning to move and flow, to be that boat that rides upon the waters, that can adapt and change to what circumstance gives us, right? And that can grow, right? The two implies growth exponentially, expanding upon this. Two becomes four, becomes six, you know? And it's about moving, right? We are seeing that connecting to this energy of the Hierophant, embodying this energy, is bringing movement, it's bringing change, it's bringing transformation, it's bringing new physical pursuits, right? So, bringing about this new way of achieving this, and then it's requiring and bringing about movement. The key is about connecting to this energy here, right? This Hera, this Hathor, right? Venus and Taurus, going back to that tradition, going back to those rites, to that teacher, to that classical energy of the past, looking to those ancient wisdom roots. And this is how we are going to find the ability to change and adapt and flow. And this is where we're going to manifest this new tower, this new pursuit. Okay. What's coming at the second of change? Wow. The card I drew this morning to designate and signify this entire reading has now shown up, right? The universe, Persephone. Define the completion, the ending of a cycle, right? As one cycle ends, a new cycle begins. And we are in that moment of reflecting and seeing this as we give birth to ourselves anew, right? As we move and change. And it's fitting that the universe is connected to that change energy, right? This is about recognizing that this change and transformation is based upon our will and our actions, you know, and we need to move and flow and continue to manifest and pursue. Yeah. Can't make this up. Dominion, Two of Wands, the will made manifest. And just like the Two of Discs, that exponential growth, we have the exponential growth here. The two becomes four, becomes six, right? We have the power. The thing with that too is that we are in control. This fire can be used for love or for violence, for conflict or for transformation. How are you going to use it? You are in control, right? Wield the wand in this transformation. Use it to change and to move into a new cycle, right? Beautiful energy. Beautiful. Wow. Okay. All right. Before I flip, please again give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. It boosts everything in the algorithm. It's a good piece of karma and a little blessing. All right. And if you would like a private reading, please reach out. You can message me on Discord. You can email me. Everything you'll find in the description. All right. Here we go. Let's take a look at our full square. So we'll start here, right? Going up and down. That reason, that science, this pursuit and this reason of science, right? As we're coming out of this ending of this cycle of the universe, as this is finally coming to completion, we are embodying this energy and moving forward. We're pursuing that reason, and that reasoned approach is bringing us to this passionate new beginning, this new pursuit of love, right? This divine child, one of two that is appearing in this energy, in this reading. And the message that I'm receiving here is that we need to nurture this energy, right? We need to pursue this princess, this love, this joy, this fire, right? And this fire, this energy, this Medea energy, right? If we nurture it with this reasonable energy, if we continue to work with it, it will become that profound queen, and it will bring incredible, passionate, fiery transformation, right? We just need to be in this logical pursuit, right? We need to be in this reasoned approach, right? And we need to move forward and recognize the ending of this cycle, and that we are beginning anew, and we are taking a willed approach, right? We are letting go of the past, and we're taking that leap. Okay. Now let's go here. this teacher, that Hera, that Hathor energy, right? This divine traditional energy, the Venus in Taurus, right? This is bringing about this new transformation, this new pursuit of movement and of change. This is faded energy, following with the flow, with the universe, with the divine law. This is what was meant to happen, coming together. It's almost that faded energy, right? And it's about accepting and moving with this flow, right? Pursuing this ace and then moving and adapting and change, right? Embodying this energy of the Hierophant, connecting to that traditional energy of the flow, connecting to that Hera, to that Rhea, right? That divine mother, that Hathor. Okay. We're going to come here, right? And we see this energy of the Princess of Swords, right? The one who can pursue that intellect, who's out to transform and to learn and to really do that magical transformation and that airy pursuit, right? You have the will and the power of transformation. You just need to take the act, right? This is about doing and taking responsibility. This is energy that must be nurtured and must be cared for. You have the power to nurture this, to transform this, and to manifest this powerful queen, right? But to do that, you must actively change and take responsibility. Do what is necessary, make the changes, take responsibility, discipline yourself. Because this is energy that must be nurtured and cared for, right? You have the power to do so, but it needs to happen. And you need to actively do it. Get off the seat, take yourself down from the tree, right? You know, this is that energy of Odysseus, right? Hanging himself on the mast so that he can hear the siren song, perceive what is happening, you know, but eventually you have to face reality. You can't just see it. Eventually you're going to have to go and face those monsters and get down from that tree, you know. You're going to have to move and work and teach this princess what she needs to know to be able to grow and to change. All right. Now let's do our crosses. So our first one here, manifesting this will, being in this power of this pursuit, right? Embodying this energy of the teacher is connecting and bringing us this divine child, right? That Medea energy, that princess energy, that transformative energy that can grow and transform, that will bring about a whole new generation, a whole new perspective, a whole new love and lust and power, right? And that's what we need to pursue. And we pursue it through connecting to this teacher energy, right? To this mother energy, to learning to follow and listen and move and flow with the way that nature is guiding us. Beautiful. Wow. As one cycle ends, we need to take that active chance for transformation. Recognize what we need to lose in order to become this teacher, in order to be that Hierophant, the one who can connect to that mother energy, the one who can move and flow, right? The avatar of Hera, right? And of Hathor, the one who can move and manipulate the weave. Power, right? And it will come through the completion and through disciplined action and transformation. Wow. So this reading, it's all about, you know, connecting and doing the work that is necessary, right? Finding those teachers, being reasonable, doing the work necessary to grow and transform, right? To nurture these energies in our lives, to embrace change, right? To embrace new transformation and pursuits, to exercise our will and to take responsibility, to do the actions that are necessary, all through that lens of reason, right? To nurture these children, these new loving perspectives that are around us that have such potential, but they must be nurtured. And the key to nurturing it is embodying and becoming this Hierophant, right? That divine teacher, right? And it's twofold. Seek out the teachers in your life, but also make the active change to be that teaching energy, right? To move and flow, to learn and listen, to chase and follow the muse, to draw her down with reason, right? And to nurture, to become that queen, to transform. Complete this cycle, actively transform into the next. That's the message. Beautiful. Wow. All right. We're going to do one final sortie this evening. Let's see. Let's go to, oh, excuse me. Let's go to the Psychic Bible by Genesis Peorage and the Temple of Psychic Youth. All right, muses, guide my hand. What is the message? What is the final word this evening? Inspire us. Provoke the expansion of the individual. Dismiss all obstacles. Dismiss fear. Dismiss all non-thinking non-individuals. Embrace all your love and hope. Embrace the strength of the individual, but join as one. Positive mind equal positive life. Wow. No better way to end it. Nothing needs to be said. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been a beautiful, beautiful reading, and I hope you will join me again tomorrow for our regular tarot session. Peace and love. Take care.